Invasion of the Bodysnatchers from Deep Space. From Deep Space? Yeah. That's the tagline. Alright, okay. Well, let's get into it. Invasion of the Bodysnatchers is from 1978. It lasts about an hour and 45 minutes. Well, it's a remake. This version we watched is from 1978 and lasts about an hour and 45 minutes. It stars Donald Pleasance as Matthew. It stars Brooke Adams as Elizabeth. And it stars Jeff Goldblum as Jack Belichick. It takes place in San Francisco, and this is the first time I've seen this movie. Really? It's an old one. I thought you'd have seen it by now. Yeah, I don't know why I've never watched this. I think I assumed it was going to be really boring. It is really not. The movie opens with some cool effects of what looks like germs or something from outer space coming to Earth. Yeah, it looks like sperm. No, it doesn't look like sperm. That's put me right off. But anyway, these microbes or whatever they are come to Earth and we see them growing on plants. This is a really cool effect. I don't know how they've done this. It's really, really nice looking. Or when they're all spreading and stuff. Yeah, that's cool. And then there's the old priest sitting on some swings, watching children. Nothing to do with the movie. I don't even know if he knows he's in the movie. I'm sure he does. But it is a strange little scene. I don't know what's going on there. Never comes up again. Anyway. Elizabeth and Matthew are workmates. Yeah, more than that. Even though she's got a live-in boyfriend, she's like, oh, he's clearly the man for me. She's always like dead flirty and over-friendly with Matthew.
Work husband? Huh.
And he's not complaining, he loves it. He's like, oh, if only that other guy wasn't in the picture. It's a very close relationship for workmates, very close. In fact, as soon as her boyfriend starts acting up later, she's like, well, I'll run straight to Matthew. Oh, now work husband. Right, it's not quite that, but no, that, you know, it's that type of thing. Anyway, on the way home from work, she sees a flower she's never seen before, so she picks it instantly. So you see a flower you've never seen before, you think, oh, I won't let that grow and cultivate. I'll pick it and kill it. Well, she picks it anyway, takes it home, shows her boyfriend, and the next morning he's like a total weirdo. He's like totally distant and he's just standing staring at things and like acting as if he's been body snatched. Yeah, which he has, yeah. But she goes to work that morning, yeah. She, as I said, she rushes straight to her work husband, her Dusty. And right, never mind that. But yeah, she goes and sees Matthew and tells him what's been going on, how her boyfriend's acting strange. Yeah, and some little weirdo is watching them through a window. Again, just like the priest. Never comes up again in the movie. It's really strange. It is strange. I noticed that as well. Anyway. Matthew makes a joke about her worrying too much or losing her mind or whatever. Yeah, and he's like, hey, if you've not lost your mind, if you're not gone mad, do the thing with your eyes. And she does this really strange thing. It's so weird. How did the director know she could do that? I don't know. I don't know, but it's a strange little thing. But to put her mind at ease, Matthew says, let's go and see Dr. Kittner. Leonard Nimoy, by the way, Mr. Stock to you and I.
If you please.
And on the way there, some crazy guy jumps in front of the car and he's like, oh, and he's screaming at them frantically saying, run, get out of the city, they're here, things like that. Yeah, and then next thing you know, he turns around the corner and he's killed, and an entire mob of people just watching. Yeah, there are more and more people throughout the movie acting strange, acting distant, because they've been body snatched. Yeah, but we don't know that yet. I do. Yeah. Dr. Kittner convinces Elizabeth that it is all in her mind. She should go home and get some rest. So she goes home and gets some rest, yeah, and as soon as she lies down, her body starts to get snatched. Yeah, well, what happens is, these germs, microbes, creatures from outer space, they replicate your body while you're asleep, and then they throw away your old body. Yeah, and then they live your life in a blank stare, like as if you're like lost your mind or constantly bored. Yeah. I mean, I don't know what the end goal is. They want to take over every human being on Earth, right? Fair enough. But why? So their species can survive as a different species, just going through daily notions that they wouldn't normally do on their own planet. Why would an alien come here and be like, alright, now I work in Tesco? I don't know, man. Anyway, luckily Elizabeth is not body snatched at that point. No, she's looking at, I think Natty is there, watching her sleep. She's just a friend, right? And also Dr. Kittner had said, it's probably just commitment issues. Crazy women, crazy ladies of the 1970s. So Matthew and Elizabeth decide, let's go and see our friends, the Belichicks. Yeah, Jeff Goldblum and his wife. And what the hell is this? They run a place where you can go and have a bath and nud. Yeah, I think mud baths are popular for beauty treatments or relaxation. I don't know, man, it looks horrific. I mean, imagine how messy that is. Especially if you're a big fat guy like you, right? Don't say fat guy. All the nud and all the wrinkles and folds, right? And your unmentionable parts, right? Your arse, right? Yeah, it does look like the type of treatment I would choose, but these guys that are in there are loving it. Yeah, one guy's just sitting there farting. One guy's in there just farting away, happily. And then he's like, help, I can't get out. Mrs. Belichick just has to come and lift them out. Jeez, oh. Anyway, one of their patients is body snatched, and Jeff Goldblum is almost body snatched, cloned, replicated, whatever you want to call it. So they also find out something's going on. So the four of them decide, let's go back to Matthew's apartment, hide out there until we find out what's going on. We'll get Dr. Kittner to come along as well. Kibner. Yeah. You're thinking of the little boy from Jaws? Or the Kittner boy? Kidner. Kidner. Kibner. Okay, sorry. Idiot. Matthews, they try to phone the police, but there's no help there because as soon as they pick up the phone, the police know Matthew's name, and they're like, wait a minute, how do you know my name? Clearly, they have been taken over by aliens. Yeah, Kidner arrives, and he's like, hey, it's okay, just come with us. I'm also an alien. Yeah. So Matthew knocks him out. And they decide, and I think, right, let's just stay here and formulate a plan. Matthew goes outside to stand guard in his little deck chair and instantly falls asleep. And when he falls asleep, they start to clone him. Yeah, it's the plants, you see, these things are the plants, send out little tendrils or little like little branches or twigs or however, little, like, almost like veins. I'll say that then, but tendrils. And they attach onto the human body and clone it. Yeah, so this is happening to Natty while he's asleep. But he wakes up. Elizabeth comes out, she's like, Natty, wake up. So he wakes up and he sees what's going on. So he sees his own clone. So he caves its head in. Yeah. It's horrific. Yeah. When this happens, a scream is emitted, and this makes all the other body snatchers, all the other body snatched people in the area rush towards them. Yet, good luck, you Thor. It's not going to go well. It is not. They have to flee. By the way, in this country, this used to be a PG. What? With that going on? Yeah. And what comes later? Naked lady. Oh, well, yeah. Jack and his wife Nancy decide to run off one way. Elizabeth and Matthew run off another way. Matthew and Elizabeth decide, let's get in a taxi. We'll get out of town that way, go to the airport. Yeah, and you could clearly the taxi driver's been doppelganged or whatever. Yeah, I mean, he's acting suspicious from the second they get in the cab, but it takes him about 20 minutes to realise this, and eventually they manage to escape. They find Jack, Jeff Goldblum, and they kill him. Well, he turns out he's a pod person.
You're a pod person.
An alien. Then later on they find Nancy in amongst all the pod people, and she's acting just like them. They're like, oh no, they got Nancy. But when she sees them, she runs up to them and she's like, hey, listen, I'm faking it. You can fool these idiots. You can just pretend, put on a blank stare, no expression, and just follow what they do.
They're so stupid.
So they decide, right, let's just do that. Yeah, and they're getting away with it. They're like down by the docks at this point, doing like, I don't know what they're doing, alien duties, which include the most mundane human stuff ever, like just carrying boxes around. I don't really know what they're doing, what their plan is, but they join in, they are getting away with it until we see, well, let's set it up first. Because earlier in the movie you see, every day on the way to work, Matthew passes this guy, a homeless guy who sits in the street, he's got a big beard, and he's got a pet dog. Later on you see them both sound asleep. So, carry on. Right, well, they are getting away with this plan of just acting like the aliens until Elizabeth sees this.
Of the yellow, unless you're loading or unloading.
Elizabeth.
A dog with a human face. It's the most horrific, disgusting thing I've ever seen in my life. I hate it, kill it, take it down, stamp on its head. I mean, it's pretty weird, it's terrifying, and I never want to see it again. I dreamed about it for like 9 days in a row. Right, it is really strange, but Elizabeth thinks so. Yes, she does, because she screams when she sees it. As you would. I would have filled my pants. This gives the game away, and Matthew and Elizabeth have to run off again. Yeah, she twists her ankle as they're running away, so he just runs off and leaves her. Yeah, puts her somewhere safe out of sight, and then he goes to see if he can find the ship. He finds the ship in the dockyard, yeah, and he's like, yes, I'll go tell Elizabeth, and then realises, oh, it's full of alien pod people. So she goes back to find her, and by now, she's completely naked. Yeah. This is a TG? Yeah, well, it used to be. She has been taken over by the pod people. Why is she naked and no one else is? Yeah, I don't know. She's the only person who's cloned or whatever and ends up in the nude.
She's naked and shit.
Anyway, Matthew goes mental. He does. He infiltrates they've got these greenhouses they're using to make more and more pod people, or make the things that make more pod people, whatever. And he goes in and starts smashing the place up. Yeah, he tries to sneak around, but he's so clumsy.
You clumsy oaf!
So they all chase him again, and he manages to hide under like a staircase. Yeah. And then we see a flashlight shine in his direction. Next thing you know, daytime, he is standing on the street just watching all the events that are happening. He's seeing all the pod people going around. They don't seem to be taking any notice of him. Looks like he's faking it, or he is just staying out of sight. He sees this school dust, like these little kids, like 5-year-olds, going into a school and being told, right, time to go for a nap, children. Oh my god. Yeah, they're going to take over every living being on the planet, it looks like, and give dogs human faces, and cats human arses. No. And from nowhere, Nancy appears, yeah, and she's like, oh my god, Matthew, thank goodness, it's great to see you. Oh, we'll be safe as long as they keep pretending. Let's just stay under the radar until we can figure out a way to defeat these things. And then Matthew turns, looks at her and goes, Wah! Yeah. Yeah, it turns out he is now a pod person. He was taken, cloned, and now he's one of them. And he instantly grasses up Nancy. Well, that's what they do. And that's the end of the movie. That was weird. Yeah, did you like it though? I don't know, it was really weird. I loved this. I don't know how I've never seen this before, but I loved every minute of it. Yeah, really? Even this? Yeah, well, let's move on. Any trivia? Oh yes. So, Elizabeth's nude scenes, they shot them with her fully clothed as well for TV syndication. Alright, okay. Why have the nudity at all? I don't know. For it's like, yeah, no. Anymore, yeah. This movie in Italy is not called Invasion of the Bodysnatchers, or it was called Terror from Deep Space. Which sounds even cheesier. Yeah, well. And the guy that runs in front of the car, the one that's like going crazy, tries to warn them. Yeah, he is Kevin McCarthy from the original 1958 Invasion of the Bodysnatchers movie. Oh, that's pretty cool. I recognise him from somewhere. He's also in the Twilight Zone. That's where I recognise him from. Anyway, that is Invasion of the Bodysnatchers. Let us know what you think. Hit like, hit subscribe. Go watch another video.